low cost basis. Maybe you've dollar cost average over the last bear market here, and you anticipate them going up substantially in value. So, maybe that's going to be a 10x, 100x, 1000x we're all hopeful for. And to be able to mitigate the taxes when you go to take profit, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and be in the business of investing. So we work with people at Digital Ascension Group to set up a holding company that is an LLC in Wyoming that manages those assets and allows you the full breadth of the tax code on the other side of price appreciation to be able to offset those taxes and save that money. So what does that look like? I'll just run through a scenario here. I'm going to give you an amount of XRP. This is not financial advice. Nothing here is for, investment advice. It's only for entertainment, educational purposes. Always consult with your financial advisor or Digital Wealth Partners before making any investment decisions. So let's say, over the bear market here, it could be a breadth of assets. Maybe you've got XRP, maybe you've got some Bitcoin, maybe you've got some Hedera Hashgraph, maybe you've got some Ethereum, maybe you've got Solana, whatever it is. You anticipate it's going to go up in value, and maybe it already has. And so you're starting to see those gains, and now you're looking to take profits at some point. There's a lot of people out there that discourage taking profits, or they say to sell it all. I think that's dependent on your financial position and your long-term goals. And again, you should consult with a wealth manager before making those decisions, and a CPA to be aware of the tax consequences. Let's say, you've got 100,000 of asset X and you've bought it at 50 cents and it goes to $100 a piece. All right. So now we've got $10 million and you spent $50,000 to make that investment. You get a really big capital gains tax, especially if you haven't held the assets that long. Let's say you bought them over the bear market here in the last year. Let's say again, you've got $10 million, you paid 50,000 or you invested 50,000 to get that 10 million. When you sell, you're going to be taxed, especially you're going to be taxed at whatever income tax bracket you sell for. So let's say, you want to sell 500,000 of it or 1 million of it. You're going to be looking at 37.5 and almost, potentially up to 50%, depending on what state you're residing in, that you're going to owe in taxes. But if you have those assets in an LLC, now we have the full breadth of the tax code where we can do some fun stuff to be able to offset some of those tax implications. So let's say you wanted to buy a vehicle. Well, you need to be able to drive and meet with people to discuss investments and go look at properties and the other stuff that you might invest in with the profits off of your digital assets. So you might want to buy, something over 6,000 pounds, which under Section 179 of the tax code, you could write off or fully depreciate. Again, that's something that we're looking to Trump to reinstate this year.